As we get you all in and set up. We have a little chat going. Let us know where you are from. It's always great for us to kind of get a little feedback on the time that we're holding this. Is it working out for you if you're East Coast, West Coast, in the UK, in Australia, New Zealand, wherever it might be? Joe, type in there where you are and what time it is where you are. Inquiring minds want to know. 8 a.m. in Vietnam. Well, all right. So literally almost 24 hours. Like, yeah, because it's 7 p.m. Central Time. Oh, Michelle, go Bears. Yeah, we aren't going to talk about that, are we? It was a Wisconsin-based webinar. No, it was a well-deserved, well-deserved. You get a high five there. Oh, Matt's from Iowa. He can't say anything because he doesn't have a football team, so he has to choose. Matt, are you Packers or Bears, man? Choose a side. Choose a side.
Both sides, huh?
Oh, Michelle's on both sides. Oh, go Chiefs. There you go. Oh, look at this. Oh, 78 degrees. Andrew, I'm jelly. Although it was a balmy 40 some degrees in Wisconsin today. So we were warm. I just need some sun. I just need some sun. Just send the sun. It's nice on, even when it's 20 degrees, if you sit in your car and the sun's beating in, it's fabulous. So we're in that January grayness right now. So we'll survive. We'll survive. We're getting there. We're getting there. All right. Looks like more people are chiming in. If you're just joining us, type in the chat where you're from. And we're having a little discussion on Bears or a Packers fan. Just saying. All the things. I mean, if we can't talk football, what else is there? Like, that's
I,
just reality, right? There's got to be something that, is okay to chat about. We're going to go with football. Perfect. Oh, and the Niners. There you go. Just throw them all in there. I have to say, nobody has said Vikings in there though. So I don't know, Joe, Vikings fan. I mean, you are originally a Minnesotan. Just saying. I grew up in a blended family, so one parent was a Packers fan, one was a Vikings fan. So we just always left the house. We just knew. We just leave the house. Yep. But when I travel and people are like, "Oh, you're Wisconsin, you're a Packers fan," I'm like, "But am I?" So all the things. Perfect. We will get them next year. Good slogan, Joe. Good slogan. Alrighty, Miss Heather, if you want to make some of us disappear, and everybody just make sure you're muted, hopefully, when you popped in and your cameras are off, so we will get started. Software, technology. It is not why we got into the dog daycare business or the industry, but it is something that we have to utilize in order to make our clients happy, mostly the two-legged clients, by the way. It also is the great way for us to help our staff so that way they know what's going on for the day, communicate with each other, communicate with our clients. All of those things super, super important. So with us today is Ralph. He is the CEO, and he of, oops, sorry, I got to put that up there, of Book Your Pet. He's going to talk to us tonight about transparency, convenience, and trust. So, in today's world, the modern pet owner, they are used to their apps on their phone and getting responses immediately and all the things, right? They're in a digital world. So, for us to make sure that we follow through with them, that we capture everything we need from them, and that we still somehow make that communication personal with them is super important. So, Ralph is going to walk us through some industry pieces, some tips and tricks, and just how we can do a little bit better in our day to day operations. So, without further ado, Mr. Ralph, tell us a little bit about you and kind of what got you into this role in the pet industry.
Uh, First of all, Eve, thank you guys for having me. Thank everybody for joining us. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here. Very exciting, right? Very exciting times. My background, a little nerdy. I started coding when I was 9 years old.
Oh,
Built my first app by the time I was 12-ish. And that started off my career in tech, but it was never in pet, right? It was in data, contactless payments, AI, crypto, and all these other things. Right before COVID, when we were in San Francisco, my wife was trying to get our two Yorkies groomed, and she got really frustrated because every time she'd go online, is fill out a form, you never hear anybody back from anybody back, right? And so I said, look, we're in Silicon Valley, there's tons of apps. By then, some of the other applications that existed, and so she was still really frustrated. I was like, let me sit down and look at these things. And I started seeing a bunch of gaps, right? There's apps everywhere, seeing a bunch of gaps. And I said, well, what is this pet industry? Is it really a business, right? We've always had pets since we were little kids, as well as my wife. And started looking into this. And when I started seeing how big the pet business was, and that was pre-COVID, so I built the first app, uh, knowing SaaS and tech, but I did not know the pet industry. I had a big shock that the pet industry didn't function the way other SaaS businesses worked, right? And so I'm
we're unique. We're unique. There's no
like,
denying that fact.
all right, no pun intended, we're a breed of our own, right?
Correct.
So I built that, I put that app down, and then what I did is we started going out and reaching out to pet businesses, which we call petpreneurs instead of entrepreneurs. You'll hear that word a lot in Book Your Petpreneurs. And so we interviewed about 2,000 businesses, about 3,000 pet parents. Then I started to understand the industry. Then COVID hit. A little a step backwards. I understood that also technology was a challenge for many businesses because it's a high touch business, right? You want to stay in touch with your customers. Your customer is your highest and most valuable commodity, right?
100%.
And so, there was a resistance there. And I think the industry started noticing that, hey, people don't want to talk anymore. The world is changing. Advertising is changing. How we communicate is changing. It's more of the, if I want to talk to you, I'll call you. If not, I just want to book online, right? So,
Right. Right.
that's when you started having, all these apps really started taking off, like OpenTable, Expedia, and all these other apps that were
Mhm.
digital 24/7. And I think in the pet industry, now we started noticing this, right? And if we didn't stay on top of that, we were not gonna first, it was gonna be a hard time getting through COVID, right? Because you didn't have touch with your customers. And then how can we have those customers still book so that we can stay in business, right? Um, a lot of the stuff that we were doing, the majority of the businesses were still on Google Calendar or Calendly and spreadsheets, but many of them started finding out that my business is still growing and there's no way I can manage this, right?
Right.
So we then entered after all this investigation, we then entered, literally it was, if you go on our website, it's a story, we're drinking wine with friends. I pulled up a little whiteboard and then I started drawing the architecture. And then literally from that, it went to a napkin and now to what Book Your Pet is, fast forward. Um,
Nice.
right. So that's how we got started. And I started learning more and more. So over the last 4 or 5 years, when we took the app down, we really took 2 years of really associating us with leaders in the pet industry from the US, Canada, and the UK. Everywhere we can, anybody that we can speak to, we started getting really familiar and started understanding the pet business. Then it made a lot more sense. The bigger the gaps I saw from a tech side. And
Sure.
the one thing we saw was, the our consumer was changing. They want convenience. They don't want to think about it. They want to click a button. They want an answer now, right? But we as business owners, like Mr. Customer, we want to talk to them. We want to handhold them. We want to guide them through. That is not what our consumers want or are used to anymore. And as I said
Hmm.
at the beginning, now is like, hey, I just want to book online at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning while I'm on a plane. And
Whenever.
if
Yep.
I need you, I'll call you. If not, I'll just drop my little one off.
Hmm.
And so we started with those principles. How do we make this more convenient, not only just for the pet parent, but for the business? Transparency in services, prices, um, convenience, all these little things. So then that's how then we dug into the app, right? And then we were puzzled at the beginning. Do we service the pet business or do we service the client, right?
Mm.
And so then we decided to go for both, which is not an easy task, right?
Sure.
So
Yeah, two totally different mindsets, right? Like one person is like, check the boxes. Do I have everything? Where can I go? And the other person's like, I just want to do this. Just let me
yeah,
do this, right?
yep,
Like, yeah, two very different mindsets.
exactly. So we then embarked on this journey of building the web for the B2B, the businesses, and web and mobile for the pet parent. Big
Gotcha.
undertaking, right? But that allowed us to see both sides of this industry. And it's rare when companies take on both sides of the fence because it's so much, right? It's funny because I talked to some of our customers, like, can you just put a field there? It's just a field, but that field talks to like 50,000 different things and connects everything. So
That's
we,
us non-techie people, right? Like we can talk to you about dog fur and poop and whatever all day
yeah.
long, but yeah, we just want this thing right there, right there. Yeah.
And then we quickly starting discovering after talking to businesses really is that they are really good at you guys are really good at what you do, right? And this industry is we're in a phenomenal time and moment in the pet industry because it is growing by leaps and bounds. There is
Mhm.
no recession in pet industry. Our little ones have to be taken care of, they have to eat, and parents love their little ones and they count on us to take care of them as good as if it was the pet parent, right?
Correct. Correct.
So
That is the expectation.
exactly. That is a gold standard, right? So then we embarked on building this, and we discovered that pet business owners are really good at what they do, but a lot of their time was being wasted with back office stuff. And yes, there was already apps and out there, but many of the apps, and there are a lot of great apps out there, but there's so many features and functionality that it also causes confusion. So we thought, okay, how do we dumb this down? How do we make it easy that the app works for the business so that the business owner can do what you guys do best, which is manage your business, take care of your customers, and then if we could free you up, you can then scale your business, right? And then the next level is how can we help them scale their business, right? We don't want to be a vendor. We want to be a partner, right? And that's how we were looking at it. We want to build this as if we were the business owner and then turn around and say, if I was a pet parent, what would I want to do and what would I want to receive? So that was how that we embarked on this whole thing. And I have a few slides just a few
Yes,
bullet points
absolutely. Go right ahead and
you guys
share.
want.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
can also answer any questions as I'm bringing this up. I hope all of this is making sense to everybody and
Absolutely.
it
Yeah. So
resonates.
put your questions in the chat and we'll bring them along the way. So it's always great to hear the origin story. And like you said, jumping into the pet industry it's a jump. It's a big leap to hop into that for sure.
Absolutely. So why is this in the middle? Why can't I close this? There you go.
Because it's technology.
Haha. This is a challenging, right? The tech guy that's having tech problems. Isn't that interesting? All right, so let me minimize this stuff. All right, so sorry. So, oops. So again, we want to talk about trust, transparency, and tech. What do pet parents really want, and how can businesses really deliver? So there were a couple things that pain points that we've identified from a booking app perspective and talking to businesses and pet parents. What are the biggest things that we're seeing? Slow and inconsistent communication, right? There's still many businesses out there that have a little form online. They don't get back to the customer. In today's digital age, everybody wants a response yesterday, not now, yesterday, right? They want confirmations and all of these things. And then there's a big thing, uncertainty and trust. You want to make sure that the business that you're dealing with is going to take care of your little one as if they were their own. And that is a big, big thing. One of the big things that we do at Book Your Pet is we're going to have a program where it vets everybody, and every business on there is a vetted and trusted business. The next item is online booking. It is still confusing, right? You have the portal, you have the app, you have all of these things, but many of these don't really communicate. So, the what you want to do when you grab a platform is making sure that everything communicates from your mobile device to your web application. And a lot of this is very inconsistent and frustrates pet parents to no avail because they don't know if you got the message. If they don't respond properly, autoresponders, making sure that there's nurturing sequences within those responses, that the platform has customizable notifications. So not only is the pet parent notified, but the pet business is notified. So if something goes wrong, the pet business 24/7, unfortunately, that's what they expect of us, right? You can have that notification and set hours of operations and all these things that makes it very clear and transparent. So when a pet parent reaches your business, they know exactly what to do and how to do it and what to expect. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, fantastic. Other things that we saw, we then went over to the pet business side of what the challenge and opportunities were, right? Pet business owners, or as we like to call, instead of entrepreneurs, we have deemed you and coined you petpreneurs, right? Many of these businesses are not using the right tools or software. Having a booking app and having the proper software, there's a world of difference. There's a lot of little apps that pop up with calendars, but they don't really communicate back, for example, back into your CRM, back into your pricing, back into your service, back into your alerts, reminders, confirmations. It takes more than just a booking app to run in today's world to run your business efficiently and communicate efficiently between the business and the customer, your team members or your employees, your contractors, everybody involved. It takes a lot of communication and you need the proper communication. And I said earlier, we are in a very exciting time in the pet industry. Unfortunately, there are not enough of pet business owners in the market due to the growing demand that they have. There's close to 69 million homes in the US have at minimum one pet, and that's growing to two pets. The demand is there. Many of you guys are so booked way, way in advance, right? But many businesses are maybe, you know, I have my retainer, so I apologize. Have caution about expanding because if I expand, will my service, the ultimate gold standard service that I provide, will that be provided by my other location? Will my other customers be taken care of? And that's why when you partner with a great software company, it alleviates all those problems so that you can really dedicate yourself to your business and your clients. And one very important thing, there's apps popping up everywhere, but soon many businesses find out that they did a great job onboarding you, but when it comes to support, you don't hear from them for 3, 4, 5, 6 days, and maybe you might not hear from them. There's apps where, like us, if you call us, you text us, instant response. You can call us, text us, email us. You'll get a response within not minutes, but seconds if somebody's there. We have 24 service going on, so somebody is always going to be there to respond one way or the other. We're here to support you. We're not a vendor. We will be your partner, right? And you want to partner with somebody that's going to help you grow and scale. Okay, many applications. Let me go on to the next slide, and I'll talk a little about that in a little bit. So, what do you want to do in when you find a software company, right? You want that software to help you save time, make more money, provide better customer service. Now, we talked about a little bit, Eve, you mentioned about how do you combine that tech with that customer service without losing that gold standard. It's having
100%.
seamless integration, instant notifications that gives you the opportunity that if at a click of a button, you just want to call John and say, "Hey, John, I saw you booked for, March 13th at 3 o'clock. Thank you so much for your service. Looking forward to having you here." You can do that by calling them. You can do that with a message. You can, if they download the app, you can have two-way communication. There are multiple ways where a good software company can provide the proper tools so that you don't lose that customer touch. And even better, you can probably increase your customer service because now that software is allowing you to contact or be in touch with multiple customers, right? Um, it also will help you easily connect with your clients. Your client will see when they got an invoice, a message, they can reply to their message, their bookings, they can reschedule bookings, they can see their history, they can see the pictures of their pets, they can see reporting, and they can see all of these things from both sides of the business and the pet parent. And you both understand at a very equal level and at the same time what the business is doing. Okay. Identifying opportunities with good software, with reporting analytics, and you get to see the profile of your client. You get to understand your client. For example, we have a section in Book Your Pet where it tells you how many bookings, how much they've paid you, how much they owe you, how many times they've canceled, how many times you've rejected, if it credits, refunds. You can then look at a customer from a data perspective. What is the lifetime value of this customer? What does this customer bring to the table? How great of a customer he is. He may have 100 bookings, but if he cancels, 70% of the time, is he really that great of a customer? However, you can use that data to find out why is he canceling or rescheduling and get down to the point where you can say, aha, I understand why he or she is doing this. I need to make a few adjustments and maybe do a couple of promotions, or maybe John likes to be reached out. Maybe John likes to be called and not text, or vice versa, right? These are the opportunities. And then the software should help you scale and grow. On our side, we have powerful tools that we're launching that'll help you with done for you SEO, marketing. We're integrating e-commerce. We have our booking software. We have a marketplace. So there's a lot of ways that we partner with you to help you scale and grow.
Yeah, I think that's really important. Like looking at clients from a backward lens. So I know that's something that we do at the end of every year. I look at who are my top 20 clients based on amount of money that they've spent with us. And I'm always surprised by who makes the list because sometimes it's not the dog that you see every day or every other day or what have you, right? Like a lot of times you're like, oh my God, Suzanne is just the best client because she's super friendly when she comes in and her dog is nice and she brings us snacks and that's great. But Suzanne might also cancel constantly. Maybe only comes every other week, but you just don't notice it as much because you enjoy her personality. So in your mind, like it's just always a joy to see her. And if you really look at revenue spend, a lot of times what you're going to find it's your boarding clients that spend the most amount of money with you.
Exactly.
And they'll, if somebody does a 12-night stay at $50 a night, that's significant. How many 35 or $40 daycare days does it take to make that up versus that dog was just with you for a longer period of time? So it is super important to look at your clients from a financial standpoint. And like you said, how many times does this client cancel? And are you looking at those reports? Because if you've got a client that constantly cancels on you, that's your time, right?
Exactly.
Especially like if you have a waiting list or you could have filled out, grooming specifically is what comes to mind on that one. But even for boarding, like holiday boarding, I noticed a client that always made her reservations for every holiday well in advance. And she always flippin' canceled like 2 or 3 days before to avoid the cancellation fee because now her nephew is going to watch her dog. Well, that's great, but you've canceled 2 to 3 days beforehand, and now I'm scrambling to fill that spot so I don't lose the revenue. So it is always
Exactly.
good to know these things and just be really aware of it from a business perspective.
Yeah. And then you can even dive a little bit more, right? Because with the data that we can provide, you can actually see what is your best service, what is the best category, what is the best service,
Hmm.
which breeds are you taking care of the most, right? And you can identify saying, okay, I'm spending X amount of money into marketing, right? But maybe you might be putting it in the wrong service because you may have a service that just books with no effort, but you can look at the data and then say, oh, this service is being booked quite a bit. I'm going to take some of that money and maybe put it to a service, a new service or service that might be struggling that doesn't have all your attention and love because now you see the data very easily in a report to say, oh, I'm spending too much time on, maybe promoting kennels, your overnight, sorry, and your overnights are just like clockwork coming in, like you say, and is
Right.
doing good business. But maybe your daycare or your walks or your sits, right, or your trainings might be not at the same level of ROI or income. Then you can use that data to refocus and say, I'm putting, more money into this section, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And you brought up, what breed comes most frequently. There are several daycares that I've seen that have done, we're going to do Monday as Doodle Day, right? As just a way to increase revenue on that day, because it's their slowest day. So there's just fun things that you can do with all this information that you get.
Absolutely. And, or putting a banner across your website that says, hey, if you book now, for next month, 20% on all Bernedoodles or German Shepherds, whatever. And you're automating something, a promotion that you don't have to worry. You set it when it starts, when it ends, what you're doing, create coupons around that on our platform, which you can do. There's so many cool things we can do with automation that increases in a way, customer service, right? Because you're now informing your customers what you have, what you're doing, what is their benefit, a discount or whatever the case may be, and it increases your revenue income, or maybe it's you're creating a membership. We have customers that create yearly memberships. Customer can't pay the whole thing up front, but then the system allows them to pay in monthly payments for the whole year. Now you can project your revenue, right? So a lot of cool stuff that you can do with data.
Absolutely. You don't know what you don't know till you dig in.
Exactly. Fantastic. So, when you're looking for a software, what is the gold standard that you should be looking for, right? And I put some of the major tools because a lot of the apps, we all provide the same, the booking, the this and that. But what really stands out? Are they just a vendor, or are they your partner? Do they really care about you? Are they going to scale with you, or do they just have you as a paying customer? You want to partner with a system that is, as I mentioned, your partner. Make it exciting. Make it sure that they are taking care of your needs because they want you and believe and want you truly as a customer, not just another paying widget. Okay. So comprehensive and robust booking systems, easy to understand, that have all the functionality, fully automated, customizable tools. What I mean by this, reminders, alerts, customizable notifications for the business, for the pet parent, for your reporting, for your clients, automate cancellations, surcharges. All this type of automation is only going to help you get all this stuff away, get you away from the back office, automating and helping you so that what you can then take care of your clients if you want to reach out to them more frequently, or do what you do best. Take care of your business and make it shine like you guys already do, right? A comprehensive CRM that's user friendly. We just were talking about when you click on that customer, can you reshare the mobile app? If they're stuck somewhere in on their profile, can you log into their profile and walk them through it and show them how it was? Can you send them a terms and conditions or things of that nature that you can really help them? And then look at their profile to analyze what we just discussed. What does this client, how much is this client really worth to you, and worth for you, right? Seamless integration, Zoom, QuickBooks, Google, Stripe, or we have multiple, payment methods. It's card, ACH, it's PayPal, Zelle, Venmo, invoicing, all of these types of tools that are going to help your business and make it easy for your customer. What you want to do is remove any barrier that doesn't allow you to collect payment or entice your customer to book services with you, right? Be very transparent, promote your business. Maybe it's, for example, on us, we have features on that you get free mobile custom apps, iOS or Android as part of your subscription, and a free landing page, a full landing page that you can integrate all the booking into your own. If you have a website, it integrates into your own website. They will never even know it's Book Your Pet. They think it's your booking platform. But make it easy, promote your service, make them happy and confident about that service. Reporting and analytics, where at any given time, you can go there, click a button, do a few filters, and find, do you want to see which employee is bringing you the most, or contractor, which service is selling the most, what are your highest peaks, and analyze this data so that you can implement it in your day-to-day business, in marketing and things like that. Communication, two-way system, internal notes that you have for your clients. How, have them, sorry, the two-way system where you can just chat with your customer and put that chat into the booking, or convert that chat into a booking with a click of a button to a wait list, or things of that nature. Another
Yeah, so
big,
that
big.
brings up a good question. So, how do you keep clients feeling seen when you're doing, you know, more than 50 a day and you're in the hustle and bustle? What are some things that you're seeing in the industry that people are doing, or ways that they're utilizing their communication just to make sure that they're giving all those little touches?
Correct. So when you're in the app, in the communication, many are using internal messages, many are using internal notes, but two-way communication is very important. It's not only on your web, but it's on your mobile, and that's very, very critical that you just said, Eve. It's even if you have two-way communication, a lot of it is mobile to mobile, right? You want to make sure it's web to mobile, mobile to web, web to web, mobile to web, all kinds of combination, and that you don't miss anything. Very important, the ability to configure push notifications. You might be very, very busy. You're not looking at a screen and at your calendar to see if the two-way notifications. But if you have your iPad and your phone or whatever the app is up in front of you, you'll get a ding that's right in front of your face that says, "Hey, Mary just booked, or Mary is inquiring about Fido and when can she pick them up." You don't have to stop what you're doing. It's right in your face, and you can say, you can either take a break, take care of it, or have one of your team members take care of it. Assign it to somebody else. Buttons, notifications, push notifications that integrate with your phone, not just your desktop. And it really helps you. Big things that pop in front of your face so that you can see it. Did that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. Do you feel that by having all of these tools in a software, that you can reduce some staffing, like maybe a front desk staffing or things like that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. As you know, as we get into more of the digital and AI world, this will definitely help you with costs. Receptionists, maybe you have three and maybe you only need one, maybe you have one and maybe you don't need any. It really depends on the business, but this will definitely help you save quite a bit of money from a staffing perspective if you have the right tools that work with your business and communicate with the customer and communicate with you in a seamless and timely manner, right? We mentioned at the very beginning, everybody expects communication, not now, yesterday, right? And so
Mhm.
the autoresponders, the communication that you give to them, you can allow yourself a little buffer time that you let the system reply to the customer immediately, and then you can go back and look at it and say, okay, Mary, I need to call Mary. But Mary already knows that her booking was confirmed or that she can pick up Fido at X time. It really depends on how you configure this. Did that help a little?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's one of those too of, you're using the technology like you said, so they get a response. And then the key there is probably more so of making sure that you're choosing an auto response that lets the customer know that they're seen, they're heard, and then what is the time frame that they should expect and a more personal response from you.
Exactly. And you can personalize, right? You can personalize autoresponders. You can personalize your notifications. And this really, really helps you. And this is where technology meets that great customer service. You guys all give phenomenal customer service, which is why you're all in business. Your customers love you. The puppies, some of the puppies may love you more than they love their pet parents, right? Because of
Correct.
how you take care of them. But it's all of these little things or a little internal note that when Mary comes in, Mary will, if you say, "Hey, Mary, not a problem. We'll text you when Fido's done." That's an internal note that you entered when you first interviewed her to bring her on as a client. And
Mm-hmm.
she feels that you never forgot that she says, "Don't call me or email me, text me," right? She
Right.
now feels special, a VIP customer, and you just did it with the internal notes by looking at it when she walked in,
Nope. Super important. Making sure
right?
that you communicate with people the way they want to be communicated.
Absolutely. Another big thing is team scheduling and management. Make sure that the system is able, like us, you can manage your we call them team members, your employees, your contractors. Allow them to message, allow them to sync with QuickBooks so that they can see their calendars. Imagine allowing them to communicate with clients or not. On our platform, you can determine how you want to manage them, their schedules, their vacations, bonuses, payroll, all of these things. You can manage each thing customizable. Maybe it's a contractor and you're splitting, the payment with them. The service is $100, they get 30, you keep 70. The system does all of that with your tips and everything. So that takes a lot of your time off the table. You can click a button and you can see, Ralph this week has completed 30 services. Ralph can log into his account and know exactly what he may be paid by Friday or, on the 15th or however he's paid or how much he's making on a daily basis based on the services that he's completed. You can see it and they can see it when they log into their profile. They have their own profile, just like the pet parent, just like the business has, both web and mobile. So it's very easy to manage them. Web and mobile apps for both the petpreneur and the pet parents. As I mentioned a little bit earlier, when customers sign up, clients always going to ask you, "Can I download the app? Or are you online?" With Book Your Pet, you as a business get a personal app for you, the business owner, the pet parent gets their own app, and the team member gets their own app. So there's communication constantly, whether they're logged into their mobile profile, their web profile, and whatever changes they make on the web or the mobile, it goes across the entire platform and everybody's informed at the same time. A booking system that can integrate into your web, right? So most of you or many of you have your own websites. So it's great that we offer, for example, a landing page and all of this, but your customers know you for you. They don't know you for whatever platform you're using. With Book Your Pet, seamless integration, your customers will do have all the booking functionality that's on our platform. They will never even know it's Book Your Pet, right? It has your logo. You can brand it with your colors. You can do the buttons however you want. You can name them book now, register, the background green, the font white, and then put it exactly on your website, a book now button, to make it easier. We come across many, many petpreneurs that have nice websites, but they have one book button where if they have three or four, five, six services, if you put the book button next to that service, your client clicks on that exact service and they're already at checkout. So we eliminate the friction between, click the book now button, now go click a service, now go click the date, now go click this, now go click that. We have removed many, many clicks so that your customer books and pays you in under 10 seconds, if not less. Really, really frictionless free. And then, we are now soon going to be able to offer, and you want to partner with any software that has, built-in powerful SEO and marketing tools that's going to help you rank, scale, and grow. Again, part of our mantra that we don't want to be a vendor, we want to be a partner. And whatever software you go out there and search for, make sure that this software helps you solve your pain points, right? Help you grow, save time, communicate with your clients, because at the end of the day, we all want to do whatever we can and what's best for the business, but we have to take care of our most prized commodity, which is our clients. And I don't have to preach that to
Absolutely.
anybody on here because all of you, I'm sure, are very successful, do a phenomenal job with your customers. We as a software developer just want to come in and make your life easier so that you can multiply that to whatever level you want.
Yeah, Ralph, what were some of the things that frustrated you when you were trying to book your dogs, um, you know,
Oh,
back in the day?
yeah. So it's funny, as I mentioned, when Book Your Pet started, my wife was frustrated. My wife must have gone on Google, spent about 2 hours on Google filling out forms or clicking on a button that says schedule an appointment, we'll get back to you, and
Mm,
never would hear back. No confirmations, no email alerts, no nothing, right? And we'd get a call 3 or 4 days later and say, "Oh, hey, we're really busy. I'm really sorry. If you still want to bring your pet, we're here. We're glad to take them." They were very nice, but we wanted to book them 3 days before, not 3 days after, right? So I'm sure and we see this a lot it's still in the industry, right? Forms, buttons, confirmations. With us as a business owner, you have the opportunity to say, I want that booking to happen now, or I
hmm.
still want that booking to happen, but I want to see it and approve it first, right? And so there's many, many options that you can use from us or any software provider that is really going to make your life easy and remove that blockage with your customers and frustration. Because all it takes is one customer to have a bad day and come onto your site and have a bad experience, and you may never see that client again, right?
Absolutely. Yep. They want convenience and those types of things. So, yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
So what are some things that us businesses, brick and mortars or pet sitters or whatnot, what are things that you're seeing when we know that our processes aren't working well? Whether that's from you as the pet parent, um, or what are things that you see are still pretty manual in processes that really need to get automated?
Um, Believe it or not, a very high percentage of businesses still do a lot of manual work, right? From a business perspective, they are not I don't think they're taking the automation. Well, let me back up. There's many businesses that unfortunately have been burned by platforms, right? They go through all the hard work to upload their clients. They go them
Yep.
into the application. They sold them, they've sold you very well. But when it comes to providing service, it sort of doesn't meet the standard. The app doesn't really do what it says it does. Or if it does, they haven't explained it to you properly. And you get frustrated because now you're spending a lot of time in the back office and a lot of time with the application, right? They didn't give you proper training or anything like that. So I'm still seeing a lot of businesses be frustrated by these methods. And unconsciously, I'll share a story. It was a customer that is now a customer in the Pacific Northwest. She's a customer now. She's been a customer for 2 years. I spent 2 hours personally giving her a demo, walking her through it. And at the end of the call, she says, Ralph, if there was only a solution where I can not spend so much time in the office and spreadsheets and on the phone that could help me automate my business. So a lot of times businesses do this on a daily basis. Many
Hmm.
times they don't just see the opportunity that's in front of them, right? Because they're doing it every day. Did that make sense? It's sort of like I sort of laugh with her and chuckle a little bit. And she goes, I can't believe I said that to you. And I sent her the recording. She goes, oh my God, I was so focused and frustrated on the daily things that I would spend more time on the phone than actually taking care of pets and making money,
Sure.
right? And
Yeah,
for
and it is one of those too, especially those of us that have been in the industry a long time. We got so used to doing things a certain way, and that and our belief that it's a manual process, and it's our belief that this is the only way to do it, that we don't look for the solutions in our software.
you said something very important, Eve. Many, and I'm not saying anybody in this group, but many still, not only the pen industry, but in tech in general, that when tech comes in
Sure.
to help, they think that if they don't do it personally and manually, it's not going to get done right, right? They don't have that
Right.
confidence. And we're in a different era right now where technology is really advanced, and technology now you can talk to Chat GP3 and it'll tell you certain things, and it surprises like I knew that. Yeah, but in our conscious, we don't, it has to take somebody to guide us and tell us to
Right.
take that step, right? And that's why it's so important to partner with somebody that really cares about you and your business, not you as just a widget paying for a piece of software, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, and the softwares have evolved over the last 13 years that I've been in this industry. And whether it's our industry or just, like you said, book your table, right? Like to make your reservations. I'm traveling to a conference in the next week, and as we're looking for things to do outside of conference time, just yeah, making all of our reservations. I mean, you can get your room key on your phone before you even stepped foot in the hotel. So,
Exactly.
and how many front desk staff people have that has that helped to eliminate for the hotel industry, which then
Oh,
reduces their costs. So
exactly. And
there's all of those.
the big thing that we strive for is make it as simple and as easy as possible for the business and remove any blockage from your client because our number one goal is how do we get that client to book and pay us fast, right? And
Hmm.
easy, right? And those are the things, and they're easier said than done, right? Software is still software. I always tell people, are there any bugs? I'm like, no, but something happens. I said, if you go to Google to Facebook, the people that deal with Facebook or have dealt with Facebook, you guys know how maddening it is, right? When they have a bug and they don't reply for 2 weeks, and you're like, I have a business to run, right? And so, it's software, but what you get with us is instant response, instant resolution, and we bring in another, we bring that, we try to build that trust and confidence based on how we perform. Right? No contracts or anything like that. Another way we try to help your customers, how do we help bring more revenue to your business without adding more friction, right? One is
Sure.
our booking app, with the custom, you don't have to worry about, do I have to build a mobile app? That comes with your subscription, right? We have all the automation. You can build a lot of automation. You can configure all the automation to suit your business. Then we have marketplace, right? Where you can put your profile up there. And if you want more business to bring in more business, uh, click your profile, expose it to the marketplace, and have customers come in. we're now integrating in the very near future e-commerce, right? Flipping e-commerce upside down. Normally, when you build e-commerce, you have to worry about buying tens of thousands of dollars in product. And then if you don't sell it, you're stuck with it, right? Well,
It
with us,
sits
you
in
don't
the
have to.
back closet, you know, in that
Yeah.
warehouse back there, that
Exactly.
space.
Now you don't have to worry about that, right? The way we're implementing is you don't buy a single product and the brand, we pay it, we take care of the shipping, the handling, the customer service. You just put up a store. Imagine putting up a storefront and you pick your over somewhere around 15 to 20,000 products and whatever you sell, you get a commission. And the cool stuff is it's price parity with like Chewy or Amazon or Shopify, right? And now you can combine your services with e-commerce and with the powerful brand that's going to help you push traffic and SEO and stuff like that. So we are always thinking about how can we help you as a business, without adding more work, scale, and bring additional channels of revenue, right? There's a lot of work that goes behind it. And honestly, I am blessed, people, have people on the background that work with me, that do this, that work nonstop. On my team, you have passionate people about the pet industry and passionate people about how to take care of our customers. And so I am very fortunate that I work and I have a group of people that work with me like this, right? You've got people like Joe there on the call. You have other people. I'm blessed. And then, I'm lucky and I'm smiling. And all we can do right now is what can we do to help the industry? How can we be innovative? We are going to be bringing some surprise in the next quarter with AI, where AI helps your business and stuff like that. So we've got a lot of very cool things that nobody in the pet industry is doing that we are going to definitely help you simplify your business and make your customers very happy with new technology.
Oh, and that's awesome. You know, that's something that we're always looking for is how to move the needle forward, whether that's getting new clients, retaining the existing clients, and making sure that our staff and our clients have communication tools and integration tools for each other. So that is great. If you want to throw that slide up there again so people have how to get in touch with you. Looks like we've
Absolutely.
answered everybody's questions from the chat and
Yeah.
those that messaged in.
You said something very important, if you don't mind me
Yeah,
saying, how to keep our clients and customers, right?
absolutely.
In today's world, we either are getting references from our current clients, friends, and families. We want to go beyond that and help you, let the technology help you bring in more customers, new customers, where you don't have to. Yes, it's great to rely on your current clients, word of mouth, but how do we go
Sure.
beyond that? How do we as a company, as a software company with technology, help you go way beyond that, right? And work with you to find these ways to bring you more business in an organic way and in many different ways, through different channels, through automation, through technology, through other business paths, through partnerships that we have. There's just so many ways that we can really work with customers. And because we are a company that's agile and our technology set in a very new structure compared to many other companies that have been around for 10 or 15 years, that it's
Hmm.
hard for them to develop a product. I'm sure many of you have gone to your software provider and said, "Hey, how about this?" And they'll say it's great, but it's going to take you about a year, right? With us, we use the 80/20 rule. If it makes sense for the platform, we work with you, we sit with you. You can actually, check in with us. And if you want to have a chat with somebody, somebody will jump on a Zoom call with you and hear you out and discuss what feature you may be discussing. Or you're frustrated. You don't just want to talk to a bot, or an email or a text or a chat. You want to talk to a live human being, and that's what you get with us, right? You get that what we consider that gold standard, that we are here for you. Whatever we need to do to make you happy, within the confines of the business, we are there for you to help you in any way, shape, or form, right? Um,
Phenomenal.
a good way, if you guys want to reach out to us, that is my direct phone number. I give it to every single client, and you'll find out, we have a really phenomenal guy that joined us last year. Andrew, he leads our sales and marketing, phenomenal person. He has the same standard. The guy is passionate about our customers. Right? And we do this. If you want to send us an email, you can send it to info@bookyourpet.com, or directly to me, Ralph@bookyourpet.com. And we're here to help you. And I want to throw something out. I'll
Sure.
minimize the share. Because you've allowed us to come on here so gracefully and allow us the honor to talk to everybody. And, you guys hear me babble out about a bunch of stuff. Hopefully it was helpful. But anybody that signs up, if you want to sign up to book your pet, you guys get 20% off as a lifetime for whatever products and services that you guys choose on Book Your Pet. As a thank you to Eve, to you and your network, and allowing us the honor to be on here with you. I've had a blast, and I hope that I didn't put anybody to sleep.
There you go. There you go. Well, I know looking at softwares, there's been a lot of controversy in several of the chitty chats about software. So it's always nice to know who's out there, what's available, and in a very low pressure, just sharing information
Yeah.
type of venue. So
Yeah.
we
Paul, thank you for
appreciate
your
you popping
comment.
on.
Thank you so very much. Yeah, no pressure. And even if you come to us and just say, "Hey, Ralph, I'm curious about this," you don't have to sign up with us. We're here for you. So we'll answer any questions. If we can help you out in any other way, shape, or form and point you in the right direction. I've had customers that have just said, "Look, this is simply what we have is maybe not what you need, or maybe it's too much." We'll point them in the right direction. It's about how do we help the community? Because as I mentioned, we're in an exciting time. This industry has grown from $80 billion when I first entered, when I first got the idea, when we first got the idea of Book Your Pet, my wife and I, Anita, right? She's the one that was out there suffering and she was so frustrated. $80 billion to now close to $400 billion global TAM, growing 22% compound year over year. We will
Right.
be the next $1 trillion industry. And there is so much business to go around. All you have to do is partner with the right people, do the right things. There's so many people on here, many people on that are willing to help. We're not always just looking for you to sign up with us and hope to keep you as a customer. We're here to help you scale and grow.
Fabulous. Well, thank you, Ralph, so much for joining us. Anybody that's watching the replay, you heard Ralph there. He's got an offer for you, and you can reach out and ask him questions if there's something we didn't cover in the live chat or during the presentation. And with that, we will see you all possibly next week at the Owners of Dog Daycare Convention, or hopefully this upcoming year as we travel to different trade shows. And don't forget to follow Dog Handler Academy on Facebook and social media. Have a great
Yes.
night.
Have a great night. Thank you, Eve. Have a blessed evening.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye bye.